after that, what happened was very interesting. I managed somehow in a very blurry haze to be able to keep myself alive. During the time, I had very shifty memory. I would remember things and then forget them instantly. I wouldn't know what exactly I was doing. I would begin to feel fire burning up my esophagus. I would begin to feel fire burning in my eyes. Now, when you feel the fire burning in your eyes, focus on your eyes and do this as many times as you have to. You can do it 3 times if you're into numerology. Numerology does help if you have found yourself attacked by these entities. And after this, I think I ought to talk about how we attract those attacks to ourselves and how we keep them away from ourselves, as I was talking about before. Now, the way I was able to avoid the possession, part of it was simply in my DNA, but the other part was focusing on that I am. I would feel the burning and think, okay, drink water, drink water, drink water. I would feel the burning in my eyes and constantly try to blow it out, trying to blow it out, imagining the energy of pure light, cleansing that fire in my eyes of light and love. Remember, that is the critical dynamic that you must have in order for all of this to work. And that's one of the missing elements where people say the source of the universe is love. Yes, it is love. It is a singular source, but it's light love that's the singular source. That's what's always been neglected in every video on YouTube, I've noticed, or anyone who actually is watched frequently. So, after I managed to ward off many of the attacks, finally, it was Wednesday morning, August 20th, 2014, and I began to feel much better. I thought, oh my gosh, I was walking around like this, and also, I can't quite show it here, but I do have a ridging up my back and curvature of the spine, which, when you're forced to be fed seeded food of reptilians, if they can't manage to tempt you with sex or possess you with the way I was saying, with the fire burning up you, they can attempt to get you to eat poisoned food, which will create the transformation. And so, as a side effect, I did end up having thick ridges come up my back. Though now they're starting to reabsorb back into my body. Though I could feel that they are still there. I also began to experience some reptilian instincts, such as something's scent, or wanting to clean things compulsively. And after being a vegan for a while, I actually began to crave meat and had to tell myself, no, I'm a vegan. I do not eat the meat. I eat fruits and vegetables. I eat fruits and vegetables. I eat fruits and vegetables. And this did end up working, but it reminded me how hard it had been in the beginning to get myself to begin to become a vegetarian, or first switch to eating only fish, and then move to vegetarian, and then move to vegan. So it was the morning of August 20th, Wednesday, and I almost can't remember what prompted me to do it, but suddenly I thought of the book of Exodus, and of Moses saying, "Let my people go." And I was pretty much thinking of myself, thinking, let me go. But I was also thinking, oh my gosh, this has been done to me. This entire complex that I live in, This has been done to everyone. Let my people go. And so in a meditation that I did, I began to meditate on peace. I had no idea what day it was. I had no idea what date it was. I didn't know it was the 20th. I had totally forgotten about all of that and simply was focused on pure survival. And it was after I finished my meditation that suddenly I experienced something what you maybe could call bilocation, where I could feel myself standing here, but at the same time I could feel myself as an Arcturian aboard what's called the Ashtar Command. And I can't quite explain what they were doing exactly. They were sending quite a bit of telepathic communications to all star seeds on the planet that they could manage to get through to. And finally there was a loud eruption of cheering, and I heard, "We've done it. We've done it." And I heard, "Andromeda, go look at what date it is." And I thought, oh my God, what date is it? I haven't been paying attention. I looked at the calendar and I saw that it was August 20th. And I thought, an entire day early, huh? We're an entire day early? And I heard, yes, we are! We've done it! And so I thought, wow, we really do have a galactic federation of light that is protecting this planet. It was made known to me that even if I hadn't have been helping, there were so many people involved, so many people who received the messages, that no matter what, after this energy has come to the earth, it can't be stopped. The earth will ascend. And unfortunately, for those who are opposing it, while they can still expand, they'll have to be expanding in a different space. The earth is destined to expand, destined to expand into higher dimensions, but not through control, not through slavery, not through what's happened to most of the teachers that are on YouTube right now. Think about it. If you think your internet is actually free speech, think again, because I witnessed firsthand what happened with Facebook. I ended up getting calls from people afterwards saying that I was famous. And then when I was in the Behavioral Re-Education Center, one of the staff actually approached me, sat down, and then looked at me point blank and said, "Krista, how does it feel to be famous?" And I thought, well, I'm famous? I really am famous? Wow. All I thought I did is I prayed for peace. That was my crime, apparently. And I'd like to explain also, for those of you who have struggled, what happened on August 21st. Now remember, I knew that we'd already completed the intercept on the 20th. So on the 21st, I was thinking, you know what? I want to celebrate. I'm going to walk to the library reading 1984. And so as I was going out, I thought to myself, well, wait, no, I want to bring my Cryon layers of DNA with me too. I ended up walking outside and forgetting 1984. So I walked back inside, and then as I walked back outside, I opened the door, and I saw a man. He looked like he was holding some sort of poison. Whatever it was, I could tell that it was an assassination attempt. At that moment, an angel stood behind me and said, "Krista, it's okay. Just walk behind him, and go to the library, and we will tell you exactly what to do." I followed the instructions. During part of the walk, whatever I was exposed to was designed to give me a heart attack. It appeared. Whatever it was serious magnetic disturbance. and I felt my heart racing, pounding in my chest. And I won't describe the methods through which I was able to survive, but I will say that they involved communications with the Ashtar Command to keep me anchored into this dimension so that I wouldn't have a heart attack. I ended up walking to the library as planned, but then was suddenly told to do something different other than what I had planned to do. So I followed those instructions, suddenly found what I needed to find, and walked straight back. After that, where they saw that I didn't just drop dead on the sidewalk, that was when flesh-eating bacteria, exposure to Ebola, exposures to carbon monoxide, that had already happened to me, exposures to just about anything you could, anything that had been in their pipeline of throwing at star seeds that don't want to die or convert to the dark side, appeared to have been actually quite literally thrown at me, because strips that contained flesh-eating bacteria were actually thrown at me from in midair from people traipsing around the fourth dimension. Sometimes I would see flashes of them walking around, and I would say, "Get out of my dimension!" I didn't quite understand how to really speak things into existence at that point, so I was like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to figure out how to survive. It was very much a struggle, but it was very much worth it, and it still is very much worth it. At this moment, I'm having to heal my body of whatever other things that they might be trying to harm me with. But now that leads into the perfect segue to, so, living in the heart of the beast, how do I stop these attacks? Well, one way I stop these attacks is stop talking about them. So, I'm going to make a promise. My next video is going to be about certain skill sets that I have, which have nothing to do with reptilians, nothing to do with greys, and nothing to do with any of their negativity, which should reinforce the true light and love source of the universe. But this is a story that needed to be told. While I was in the re-education center, that was when September 11th passed, and I had been sent an email saying that they were going to basically reschedule everything for September 11th, and that I better just kill myself before then because I didn't stand a chance at surviving. Well, I proved them a little bit wrong on that one, didn't I? It was September 10th. I had no idea what date it was, once again. And on September 10th, I, once again, don't even quite know what I did except have an epiphany. Perhaps if I looked through the writing that I did while I was in prison in this behavioral health center, I might come across it. But if you do the math in the years, it's 13 years difference between 2001 and 2014. 13 is something of a favorite number for Satanists. And I thought to myself, wow, everyone remembers where they were on 9/11, and no one's going to have to remember where they were last 9/11 because we've already passed it. It's the, 26th now? So, in light of all these things, I challenge you, if you have had experiences like this, do not be afraid to share them. Are you thinking that, oh, these people that I see on YouTube, they're so enlightened, they've got so many special abilities, they're so much better than me, yada, yada, yada. I'm not. I can tell you for sure that I'm not, and I can tell you definitely that the other people that you see on YouTube, that have such nice voices and professional props and cue cards and everything. I can tell you that some of those people attempted to kill me. So, if you're watching this and you've had things happen to you, or perhaps you haven't, and perhaps you just want to get on YouTube and tell your own story, do it. Because you are worth it. You are worthy. Maybe, are you wondering if you're a starseed? Are you thinking, that's not me, but I just want to tell my story anyway? Do it. Are you wanting to ask somebody, what kind of starseed could I be? You can ask me. Now, one thing I must say is that because of everything that's happened to me, I've been drained of all my financial resources. I technically am disabled. Now I know that my disability, it's Lyme disease, but it is real Lyme disease, but it was exacerbated by HARP technology, contaminants in my water, just in tap water, contaminants in the air, chemtrails, all the chemicals that I was being exposed to and not being able to neutralize them in my body was making me seriously ill. And also I was having convulsions, seizures, but awake. While seizing, I call them waking seizures, because it literally looks like I'm having a seizure on the ground, but I'm conscious and can still attempt to talk to you during the middle of it, which is really, really agonizing, because if you were awake during a seizure, you'd be screaming, which is what usually I would do during those times. So if anyone is able, for example, to contribute a basic, cheap little webcam that they're not using. This is my phone that got dropped in a bathtub that I'm filming this on. If anyone knows how to help me with some coding, when I was younger, when I was 16, I used to be into computers. I built my own computer when I was 16, but that's 11 years ago. Oh, 11, magic number. Maybe someone watching might be able to help me with my new website. My new website is www.infinitelightlove.org, and it's based off WordPress. Yes, I know, WordPress, but is hosted separately. If someone is able to help me with the CSS and refreshing my memory with HTML, that would be oh so greatly appreciated. If anybody is wanting, for free here, if anyone is wanting readings, guidance, where they ought to go in life, what they can do to help free themselves from this conspiracy, frankly, against becoming free, independent, ascension, and enlightenment, let me know. You can email me at arcturianphilosophy@gmail.com, or professorandromeda@gmail.com. I believe professorandromeda@gmail.com could be a better one. Or you can also definitely get to me at the domain name emails, which are professorandromeda@infinitelightlove.org and princessandromeda@infinitelightlove.org. So I will commence, or I will conclude rather than commence, this episode of Arcturian Philosophy with Krista, as well as Professor Andromeda of Arcturus. I hope that you've had an interesting time hearing about my experiences with this, so I'll mark this as a part 2, kind of, or I guess a part 3, technically, adding on to my story in the beginning there. And after this, I will keep my promise to you and not talk about any more things like death, things like attacks, things like negative entities, because negative is self-negating, cannot exist. Namaste and blessings to you all.